Being vegan is a huge trend, especially in the Black community. And while it has its benefits, I think that there may be some things that the community is missing. So let's have a really deep conversation about how you can be vegan and still be extremely toxic. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day and this message finds you well. I was actually sitting here thinking, because lately we've been sharing a lot of great vegan recipes, and I know vegan is a huge trend in the Black community, and we need it, like we really need it as a people. But I just wanted to share a quick word today because I think we're missing some steps and we're getting caught up and almost missing the forest for the trees. And I thought about some people that are vegan that I feel like missed the mark. So I'm not gonna go into a huge nutrition-based conversation per se, but I really wanna talk about the missing link I think I see with some vegans, okay? Now, I know everybody that's vegan is probably already like, what's she about to say? I don't appreciate this. Get out your feelings. It's not about your feelings. We really need to just touch on something that you've probably seen too. Now, for those of you that aren't vegan, you'll probably like this message because I think that it's time for us to bring some type of balance to the conversation. And as I said earlier in the intro, while it's great for our community, we actually have some blind spots. So it made me think about a couple that I didn't get to meet. So this is going to be kind of like a story time. And I'm thinking about some people that came across my path that I learned a very powerful lesson from. Before I get into that, let me lubricate. Okay? But the couple, I never got a chance to meet them, but here's what happened. This is what happened in our encounter. This is a vegan couple, and this is a much older couple. I would say they're probably like in their late 60s or so. But we talked on the phone, we met online, and they were a riot. They were a hoot. Me, the husband, and the wife, we were able to get on the phone and talk about how we wanted to collaborate, and I saw some things that they had done, and I was very impressed with them. I liked who they were in the conversations we had. But one time we had a phone conversation, right? Me and the husband. And the husband, no shade to the zodiac sign of Cancer, but this was a Cancer man, and nothing against y'all, but y'all can kind of have y'all moments. Everybody has their ups and downs and light period and dark periods of their zodiac sign. But this was a Cancer, and on their light period, they're funny and all of that. But I noticed he started really just talking about people a lot. Like, you know, before you go to a party or before you move somewhere, that person got something negative to say about everybody there. You know, but they seem to be the only person that you should fuck with. And I was getting those vibes from him, and it was just like so weird. So I got on the phone and I made plans to see them. Now, the plans didn't go through. Somehow, some way, child, I had to cancel. And I think I had to cancel more than once. But I looked at my inbox, and the husband reaches out and goes in this long tirade like, I'm so disappointed in you, and you ain't who I thought you were, and you fake, just all of this crazy stuff. And I'm thinking, how do we go from being kiki cool, we about to collaborate, and things came up for me. I gave you guys a notice, and now I'm getting this nasty message in my inbox. Now, wow. Okay, first of all, that was a shock from these older people, and they just go straight childish like that. Now, to their credit, the wife didn't do this. And here's one of the lessons. Some people, y'all can have some toxic partners, and you can have somebody that's in your family, the wife, she's very talented and has got a lot of great things to get a community, but don't nobody want to rock with them because of that toxic ass husband. Keeping up all that mess. Pushing people away. And lo and behold, he has a reputation of this. Now, I didn't listen to any things that I may have heard about them. I take on people for who they are, person to person. Everybody starts with a clean slate for me. But I was thinking to myself, y'all vegan, you want to start a restaurant Everybody's, you know, struggling in their own way, and you keeping up all this hell. You pushing people away that could possibly want to work with you, and are possibly people that you've asked for, but you acting a fool. Vegan people, let me tell you something. You can eat all the right foods and be stagnant in your spirit and have a nasty, negative, hateful, jealous spirit. It don't matter how much asparagus, alkaline water you drinking. It doesn't matter, because that component that we're missing is the spiritual and emotional component to our healing. We want to jump into the herbs and the food, but what about the healing that we need when it comes to resolving conflict? When it comes to how we deal with our jealousy and envy, how we deal with disappointment? I'm looking at people who I'm thinking are elders, and really there's a difference between being just older than me and being an elder to me. But you vegan though. There's nothing I would want to eat from someone who always is talking about somebody, keeping up mess. When you mention a person's name, oh, they acting like they know them and they got the inside scoop on them, but you vegan, you may as well go eat a hamburger. I mean, that is gas station hot dog mentality if I've ever seen it. You may as well eat the biggest, sloppiest sloppy Joe, full of meat and bacon and cheese and mucus, instead of acting like you high and mighty and self-righteous because you eating fruits and vegetables. Newsflash, vegans that's doing everything right, if don't nobody want to fuck with you, you doing something wrong, because this whole healing thing has a lot more to do with what you put on your plate. It has to do with what you give your energy to. Your body, our diet is way more than what we consume. A lot of y'all are consuming all the vegetables, but also in consuming all of the hate, and also dishing out all of the jealousy, all of the discord. And no one can work with you. So what good is it to have a plate of vegetables and you got a heart full of vengeance? We are missing something. There are people that die all the time that's vegan. The doctors don't have a diagnosis for being spiritually sick. That's the world they're not in. They're not in the spirit realm. They're not telling you about the impurities in your bloodline that are actually coming back up from your auntie, your uncles, and people in your family and your ancestral lineage that's coming back up in your life, and why your life not working. Those are diagnoses that we ain't even started talking about. So before we start getting on our high horse about what we put in our body, let's think about our bloodline. Let's think about our behavior. I'd like for us to bring that into the conversation as well, because you can give me a cookbook of all the recipes of how to cut meat out your diet, but when I talk to you in person, you got all the ways that people don't need to be trusted, and why I shouldn't trust this person and why I shouldn't trust that person. And you got limited thinking. That's acidic. It's acid, acid, acid. All I see is milk, cheese, hamburger meat. You may as well have a whole buffet of CC's pizza. Y'all don't know nothing about CC's pizza. CC's pizza is probably the most unhealthy pizza you could get to your child. Just all dough, bread, no nutritional value. That's what you vegans that are toxic and keeping up all of this mess and hell and conflict, that's what you're like. So I just wanted to give you that quick message, because, you know, I see a lot of us, we get so, you know, nitpicky about the details. You know, we share recipes. It was a recipe for the vegan ice cream, and I think one part needed to have canned coconut milk. Canned foods cause cancer. You can get BPA-free canned products. These same people that be so anal and telling you that you ain't doing vegan right, they the most unhappy people you've ever met. They the most miserable people. Ain't nobody wanting to fuck them. They pussies done dried up. They dick game is whack. They don't have no passion in their life. All they got is to nitpick on you and if you doing it right, and they missing the whole component of life, which is to be happy, be free, share joy, spread love. But all you can do is share a recipe about how you more, doctors say you're more alkaline than somebody, but your body is full of acid. Y'all better save it. Save it. Because I'm pulling cards. That was the nastiest exchange I'd ever had with an older couple. But they vegan. And these are people that have a struggling business, want to run a restaurant from their home, struggling to scale it. And you wonder why when people come to your little house restaurant and try to support your little businesses, when they come in there and you got a mouthful of mess, you pushing people away. People don't even understand why they're not successful. The only people that you attract, certain people that come to your business are other unhappy, miserable people, and those are the only people that you'll attract. But the world is bigger than that, and I'm telling you, if you don't have a spirit of abundance and openness and happiness and love and freedom, being vegan, that's nothing to brag about. That couple I see right now is struggling to scale, is probably going to be mediocre forever. They have more years behind them than ahead of them, okay? And nobody wants to work with them because they're so toxic. But you got all the vegetables, all the herbs in your house, talking about how you can heal people, but nobody can have a healing conversation with you without you throwing people under the bus. Check your attitude, vegans. Because I know people that eat meat that's a lot nicer than y'all. You may as well eat a steak. It's people that eat steak dinners that are more fair than some of y'all that's cut meat out your diet completely. Don't come on nobody's post. Don't be trying to check people and all of this stuff and fact check people about what's vegan and if that ingredient is right. Check about if the ingredients that you're working with in your life and how you're treating people and the evidence of what you're seeing in your life. See if that's nutritious. See if that has any nutritional value. First. You know, if you see a vegan recipe, and by the way, if you see us share vegan recipes and you're wondering about a certain ingredient, the rule is add something else if you don't like it. But see, here's the thing. Y'all missing something. Some of y'all so vegan, you're anal, right? You've seen those people. And they're still toxic and unhealthy. I could see if these were people that we wanted to look like and be like. But a lot of these vegans out here in this new vegan community, they're struggling. And you're just finding another thing to be a fanatic about. You let church go, okay, you let meat go, and now you got to use that energy somewhere. Now you've become the most angriest vegan, non-meat eating person that we've ever seen. Congratulations, nobody wants to be around you. Like, seriously. So I just, you know, things like that, it hits me because I'm thinking we doing all of this work and being so hard on ourselves and not thinking about where we are spiritually. In my book, Queen Mother Afua talks about the reasons to detox is holding on to grudges. Holding on to grudges, that's acidic. Holding on to grudges, that causes all types of internal health issues. Women that's got fibroids, men that have all types of cancer, people that have all types of leukemia, autoimmune diseases. Think about not only what you're eating, but what are you consuming? What have you not let go yet? What's still eating at you? Because they telling you cancer cells, something's eating away at your good cells, but it may not be what they're telling you. They're also not telling you that thing that you've been holding on to, that little fallout that you and your friend had, is still eating at you. That childhood trauma is still eating at you. That abuse is still eating at you. The lack of success is still eating at you. And it comes up. It comes up. Be present to life. Be present to life because life is showing us what we need to heal. It's not about you showing how you got everything together, vegans. If anything, your relationships and how you show up in this life and how you know, even accomplish and meet your purpose. Are you fulfilling your purpose? That's way more important than some diet. What you need to do before you die is fulfill your purpose and do it with a heart of gladness. Do it with a heart of peace and love and allow people to see the light shine from within you. That will keep you healthy. That is good for your heart. That's good for your blood. And that's real balanced wellness. You know, people wonder, what is a holistic counselor? You know, I call myself that. But a holistic counselor is somebody that looks at the whole picture, mind, body, and spirit, to achieve ultimate balance and wellness. So I hope you guys got something out of that message. We're going to be sharing more vegan recipes, and if you want to substitute it for something else, you can substitute it for something else. But before you think about all of this being a thing that you have to be so pressured about and anxious about, let's think about the real work it takes to clean ourselves inside out and what we're ingesting and what we're consuming from a spiritual and emotional level. Are you healthy with what you're consuming on that level? And are you keeping others healthy? Are you spreading health with your energy? Okay, don't be like that older couple. That was a very sad sight to see. To see someone who's got that late in their life and you vegan and you doing everything right, and they live in the past. They live in past resentments. People, they think owe them something still, like, but you vegan, like that type of stuff is unhealthy. You're in the same boat with people that's eating crab legs, pig feet, chitlins, greens, and all that other stuff. So, you know, before y'all looking down y'all nose at somebody, let's really have the conversation on a deep level, because we all have something to learn. And I want you guys to be focused on having just a holistically happy life. The vegan recipes are for your edification. We do need to start looking at alternatives for our health. If you see a recipe that has a can, that requires like canned coconut milk, we're going to be sharing some recipes. There are BPA-free cans that you can use, and there's fresh coconut milk sources. There's so many different things that you can try in the vegan genre of food, so you don't have to feel constricted. Feel free, feel that you can explore things, but I think what's happening in this culture is we're getting ahead of ourselves and not focusing on healing, but we're focusing on really being police. We're being food police. And so that's what I know has helped me in the long run, is to see, how am I really treating people? How do people feel after encountering me? How do I feel in my body after I eat? You know, have I released resentments and toxic things that I'm still holding on to, family member issues, drama? That's just as much a part of my detox as drinking the right amount of water, as eating the right amount of fruits and vegetables, and taking the herbs that I know will nourish my system. And speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to start our detox program for all of the herbs, you can go to houseofimhotep.com, enter promo code RD80, that's Romeo Delta 80. But enter that promo code RD80 for a discount. And I so suggest everybody to get started with an ultimate detox combo. But also, women that want to focus on mental and emotional wellness, join the womb school. And men that want to focus on that, join the warrior school. There is a component from us that's missing as Africans. We can talk about what we eating all day, but if we don't talk about the spiritual component and what makes us sick and what our prescriptions are, what these rituals are, what those solutions are in the spirit realm that we were given and we were cut away from, that is the other part, the missing diagnosis to a lot of our healing too. And we're going to be doing a special series on my Patreon with Chief Montana, and focusing on more traditional and ancestral healing methods. So if you want to join us, become a Patreon supporter. And for the women that want to get focused on their spiritual healing, wound cleansing, and all types of cleansing that we do need, we need to step away from old ideologies that don't serve us. We're not living bold and living out loud. We're still very much living inside a shell of an insane asylum of America KKK, and it's time for the Africans that are truly ready to be free to start talking about health from a more holistic perspective. So thank you guys for joining, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for every bit of love and support that you give to me and this brand. Talk to you soon.